McKell who gets the catch. He's got patrol.
Of all the years to be making a debut in the Minnesota State High School League in a sport of any level, perhaps 2021 as odd as ever, as tonight two first-time franchises will be making their appearance against each other on the lacrosse field as the Simley Spartans take on the North Tartan TNT on a chilly, rainy Wednesday evening here in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. My name is Alex Westall. We hope you're enjoying your Cinco de Mayo and your 5th of May celebration here as we have girls lacrosse scheduled between two first-time teams. Again, this is the first season of play for the Simley Spartans. They previously just had a JV school, so a jump up in competition for the Simley Spartans. On the other side, like their counterparts for their boys, a co-op with North St. Paul High School this season. So far this year, you see the stats on your screen. Both teams have had some struggles controlling the amount of goals going in and putting goals in the back of the net. Weather-wise tonight, again, as you can see on your screen, it's very cloudy, very cold, very windy. There was the threat of rainstorms in the area as the folks in front of camera operator Ian Felix are raising their Sportbrella high, something we'll try to highlight at some point because it's quite a unique contraption here this evening. As we get set for the opening face-off here from North Tartan and from Tartan High School in Oakdale, Minnesota, the arm is up and the first face-off is underway. And from Oakdale, Minnesota, we are underway on this Wednesday evening. Again, of course, there are a number of contests going on in the area tonight, and we thank you for choosing this one, as Simley will go back into their own defensive side of the field, as the ball can be scooped up by the goaltender coming out of the crease. 16 matchups in action tonight. One final so far. Sartell Sauk Rapids has defeated Big Lake by a final of 11-5 in an early afternoon affair. Otherwise, a number of contests scheduled and just underway as we've just passed the hour of 7 p.m. On the attacking side, as Simley will move from right to left across your television screen, it can be cut here by Avery Wenzel. Again, for a first-time team, these Simley Spartans have found their growing pains, of course, in a very top-heavy Metro East Conference. Currently on the season 1-3, 1-2 in Metro East Conference play. Again, the only team without a win so far in the Metro East is that of the Hastings Raiders. Ella Radent trying to back her way on in. We'll cut it back outside the top of the crease once again. As we've mentioned before, if you're new to our broadcast of girls lacrosse, 2 halves of 25 minutes, basically running time except for goals and official stoppage. 3-man officiating crew tonight. Of course, we are always thankful for the officials. Simley again with possession back onto the far side. They'll swing it down low for Hope Bartlett, one of just 4 seniors on the Simley Spartan roster. And again, when you only have a JV team, that jump to varsity relies on experience and the seniors, as there's a shot on goal. Big save by the North Tartan goaltender. Barbara picks up her own rebound and she scores. Beautiful play out in front. And the Simley Spartans are on the scoreboard first. It's 1-0. Well, in pretty good awareness by the Simley Spartans, number 19, to go in and score on the possession there. As she picked up her own rebound, missed wide to the left, hit off the side of the cage, then scoops it out just outside the edge of the crease, and then fires it sidearm past the goaltender Barber to give the Simley Spartans a 1-0 lead. As per the official roster of the Simley Spartans, you see there on your screen, number 19, actually that's number 5, excuse me, number 19, the goal scorer for the Simley Spartans, is not on either the varsity or JV roster. So if you do happen to know who that is and you're watching on Facebook or YouTube this evening, please let us know who that is so we can make sure to identify them as time goes by. On the face-off, the ball can be scooped up back on the far side by Cambria Wayland for the North Tartan TNT. For Alyssa Ettlinger now into the attacking side over the restraining line. Ettlinger trying to work around. Great check from behind from the aforementioned number 19, who scoops it back up and then puts it on the ground herself, where it can be gotten to by Hannah Harshman for North Tartan, and then recovered again by Avery Winslow. We talked about the youth for the Simley Spartans. as in the lineup tonight for Simley, a total of 11 freshmen or younger. A number of 8th graders on this roster as well, and a few, as that's extrapolated, on the junior varsity roster as well. As the Simley Spartans go back onto their side of midfield, on the attacking side, it can be controlled here by Addison Hawking, the sophomore for the Simley Spartans. Again, another thing that we do not have is statistics for these players on the field, as we'll have possession gained here again. So we will do the best that we can as we go through the broadcast tonight. Here's Radent again with possession, trying to work around Ettlinger, goes back off to the right-hand side there for Tatum Klunder for the Simley Spartans. Klunder will cut back and continue to play once again. We say hello to our friends watching in the South Metro in Inver Grove Heights on Town Square Television. Of course, our good partners across the state of Minnesota and the Metro East Conference, and they're broadcasting down in the South Metro, so we do say hello to them. On the counterattack, rush further up ahead, all alone, wide open, a pass looking down and low as a good run there by Lily Wold finds the out of bounds. It'll be possession again for North Tartan. Again, a cooperative team, while new this year in lacrosse, is not unfamiliar to that of North and Tartan, as the girls' high school hockey team is co-opted as well. Possession again for North Tartan. Selena Pineda-Martinez back again for Lily Wold at the top of the arc. Going back again to the left-hand side further once more for Peyton Schwantes. And again on the ground for Wold. Again, you saw on our statistics this North Tartan TNT team, an Air Force Silver, Blue, and Black, 1-3 on the season, as well as their rivals tonight, the Simley Spartans, 1-2 in the Metro East. Both teams middling of the table in a 6-team Metro East conference. Possession again by Ettlinger on the far side. Ettlinger still evading the pressure there, delivered by the Simley Spartans. The whistle will blow and play will continue immediately. Schwantes working her way into the slot. Good save by the Simley goaltender. Schwantes trying to knock it out of the goaltender's stick, and she'll cradle it down. The whistle will blow as we have a free play here for Simley, and the goaltender will maintain possession once again. 20:22 remaining in this opening half of play. As again, 1-0, Simley leads so far early. Again, this is the first registered matchup between the two teams, and even if it was separate, as a chance on goal and a nice defensive play by Sarah Beck for North Tartan. Even if it was the first year of just the Simley Spartans, neither of these teams have played each other before, so this is the first meeting between North Tartan and Simley, and for that matter, the first meeting between Simley and either Tartan or North St. Paul. Possession again by the Spartans. Emma Ingebrigtsen with possession down low, trying to navigate a soft screen set by Sarah Beck defensively. Tatum Klunder. Klunder bothered by the stick of Selena Pineda-Martinez, and a free play here for the Spartans. As possession held again here by Tatum Klunder. Klunder working on in, tries to go down and low. Good move around, good save by Barber out in front for North Tartan. As the ball again battled for outside, still looking for possession. It can be scooped up on the ground ball by Amanda McDougall. McDougall still looking for possession to reset once again here for Addison Wood. All the way at the top of the key now, Avery Renslow. Renslow able to get around briefly. Annalie Prius working her way on in. A ground ball forced by the North Tartan defense, and it can be scooped up once more by Pineda-Martinez. All the way to the near side, Schwantes tries to throw it ahead for Ettlinger. A ground ball scooped up once more by Hannah Harshman. Great stick check delivered there by Stella Petruski, as we'll have a whistle and a free play for the North Tartan TNT. On the far side, again, Lily Wold back for Schwantes once more. Schwantes working around the defensive Addison Hawking for the Simley Spartans. His possession again held by North Tartan down in low. Ettlinger pushed behind for Emma McDonald. McDonald looking to set the offensive out in front as Hawking defends. Thrown back down and low. Great ball movement, but an aggressive charge by the goaltender forces a ground ball down and low, where it can be first scooped by Emma McDonald, one of the seniors for North Tartan, and possession held again over the restraining line for the TNT. Down and low, Harshman Harshman will flip it up into the air, ground ball forced, but a good scoop by Emma McDonald to regain possession. Ettlinger from a long ways out, put it inside to Harshman as a slash delivered onto the arm of Hawking by Harshman, and a free play for Simley. As we pass the 17:58 remaining mark here in the first half. Again, still Simley 1, North Tartan 0. Harshman able to pick up the ball. The flag is up, and we'll have a free position here for the North Tartan shooter, Hannah Harshman, the first free position of the game for either side. It'll be a good look for Harshman here as the clock stopped now, 17:50 remaining. Harshman waiting the official's signal. Now the whistle blows and she scores. Beautiful shot, top corner by the senior Hannah Harshman, and the game is tied at 1. So for the North Tartan TNT, first goal of the game goes to Hannah Harshman. And again, the North Tartan roster does not have statistics by it, by MN Lax Hub, so we'll do the best that we can to keep track. But a beautiful free position there for Harshman. Saw the goaltender back in the crease, flush on the line as they are expected to be, and decided to shoot it high, testing the goaltender's reaction time. In that instance, just not quite fast enough by the goaltender for the Simley Spartans. So another face-off here at center, all tied at a goal apiece here in the early going between Tartan and North St. Paul against the Simley Spartans. On the face-off, ball can be batted down, goes off of the players. They wait for the play to be on sides. The free play ruled for North Tartan. As again, no, it is Simley rather who got the free position. On the flag and the resumption of play. Pushed back down and low.
Is there a link?
As the Spartans look to add to the scoreboard. Again, both of these teams have some struggle putting goals in the back of the net through their first 4 contests. As through those first 4 contests, again, the goals have not been coming very frequently. For North Tartan, a high water mark in 12 against Hastings, but in their other 3 contests, combined 11 goals in those other 3 games. And on the other side for the Simley Spartans, they too have had their offensive woes, as they have been scored 20 against, both against Hill Murray and Henry Sibley Gentry. And their high water mark for goals came their last time out, a 6-5 win against the Hastings Raiders. Possession again for Simley. On the far side of the field, Rachel Skusa all the way back out in front for Ella Radent. Radent with a free look as she'll try to race in, and instead will cut it back again. Deferred briefly for a near side, but a good stick check by Ettlinger delivered. Allows for Tartan to carry it back the other way. Ettlinger over the midcourt line, now across the restraining line. Back the other way for the North Tartan TNT. Ettlinger still working in a well-timed stick, but they will rule a free position as the slash delivered by Petruski forces a free position for Ettlinger for the TNT. On what appeared at first a well-timed stick check by Petruski, as we'll have a conversation at midfield between the timekeeper at midfield, perhaps due to the clock continuing to stop, and in fact the official delivers the sign of the X, which signifies that the clock should stop. So the conversation going to the press box core. Clock continues to run now, as that is what the conversation was about. So a free position here for the senior Alyssa Ettlinger, who's a very strong player on the North Tartan girls hockey team as well. All tied at 1, 15:51 remaining here in the first half. Ettlinger working in, tries a shot, she scores. Going to the right-hand side of the goaltender, Ettlinger with a goal for North Tartan, and the TNT grab a 1-goal lead. So a beautiful shot by the senior Ettlinger. And so far the goals from Ettlinger, which has started the scoring, and a beautiful shot at that.
At 9:15 of the first, number 2, Ettlinger.
And again, the official announcement on the scoreboard here is Ettlinger. And play will resume once again on the face-off. So 15:45 remaining. North Tartan with a 1-goal lead. Renslow on the draw for the Simley Spartans as the official waits to make sure the sticks are straight. Steps back out, and McDougall able to give some pressure there as it goes back onto the ground ball for another possession here for the Simley Spartans and number 19. The whistle will blow, and we have an offsides violation called against the Simley Spartans. So we'll have possession turned over back the other way. There's a parent by the Simley sidelines, signifies that that's the second time that has happened tonight. With possession again for North Tartan as they'll work back down on low. On the right side wing, McDonald goes back for the Alyssa Ettlinger, who scored the most recent goal for North Tartan. And then all the way back again for Jillian Tabaka. Jillian, whose sister Ellie is on the coaching staff for this North Tartan cooperative team this year. All the way back down in low, Pineda Martinez. Working behind the net. Sees the defense there of Skusva out in front. Goes back again for Ettlinger with speed. That'll bounce close to the goal line, but instead scooped up, kicked back out. A whistle will blow on the far side. And we may see a free position here. And it will be a free play rather, as again, not a direct shot on the net. So they'll take it step back, and Hannah Harshman to restart play. So here's Harshman. Again, the stick check delivered, as by rule the player has to go behind the fouled player. Harshman pass out in front and right into the big stick of the goaltender as she makes a fine save. Again, pressure delivered by Ettlinger. Still waiting for the ball to be moved, going all the way here to the near side as it will go out of bounds, and possession given here. As are we going to get a free position on this as well? No, we will not. So the ball will bounce all the way back to the Simley Spartan netminder. Again, we mentioned the roster, no 52 on the official roster delivered to us by the Simley Spartans. So if you are watching on social media, please let us know who those players are. And again, we're still looking for the identity of number 19 as well. And another ground ball, possession back the other way for North Tartan again. Tabaka on the left-hand side goes further for Lily Wald, the freshman. Spun back in front on a ground ball that was intended for Emma McDonald, and now possession again for the Simley Spartans. Well, time checked. The clock will stop, and we will have a first penalty as a yellow card goes up for Emma McDonald, and she will be excused from the game for the time being. The temporary, and again, you see the official communicate with McDonald. The chopping of an axe motion delivered by McDonald. As I guess there's a fine line to be drawn between a stick check and the two-hand over the top of the shoulder slash. So it'll be a free play here for the Simley Spartans. 12:57 remaining, first half, 2-1. The North Tartan co-op leads. There's again a conversation here now between the officiating staff and the coaching staffs, again, for both of these teams. Of course, when you have two teams, as you see there, Chris DeCourcy and Eric Tweeten, the co-head coaches this year for the North Tartan TNT. Again, when you have those two schools, both with head coaches on their own right, who are combining for this year, you have to split those co-head coaching duties. And that's exactly what these two gentlemen have done today and for the remainder of this season.
Number 7 and 12-20.
And again, we'll wait to see, and that's all the PA announcer here at Tartan Stadium will deliver. So we don't know anything more as far as the time of the penalty and the duration thereof. So we'll roll with what we got. Radent with possession again, still looking for an outlet. Pressure divided there by Ettlinger, going back down and low. Whistle blows again, and we should have, as we'll have a stoppage for a Tartan player with the shoe tied, and it'll be a free position rather for Tatum Klender for the Simley Spartans. As soon as Ettlinger finishes tying her shoe, now that she does, we can continue. So we'll wait for the official. First free position here, and a shot wide to the right goes out of bounds. I believe North Tartan was there closest, as Nolia Bigwood with some excellent positioning on that back line to secure possession for the TNT. Bigwood on the near side wing, tries to pass further up ahead. A well-caught pass by Kiara Clothier, and then flipped up further ahead, was looking for Pineda Martinez as they battle right near the center field line. As another infraction is called, free play again for Simley. Possession held here by Petruski. As the ball put on the ground all the way back further to the far side, Klender Klinder going back in front. Another ground ball delivered by the Spartans. As again, it can be reset once more. 11:48 remaining as the whistle will... Okay, the clock stopped for no reason there. That was odd. 2-1, the Tartan Titans and the North St. Paul Polars co-op leading over the Simley Spartans by a score of 2-1. Klinder still working with possession outside the top edge of the arc, looking for an outlet pass and finds it here in Radin. Radin navigates around Ettlinger, puts a shot wide to the left, can be scooped up back on the far side off the ground by Hope Bartlett for Simley. Bartlett again looking for the outlet pass, and a great read and a pick-off there by Ettlinger gives possession back to North Tartan. Ettlinger able to race her way back through center, evading the pressure delivered there. A well-timed stick check by Addison Wood forces a turnover as the whistle will blow once again. And we'll have a free play for the Spartans as they'll work their way back on in. Trying to deke around Ettlinger, still working back in, shoves it down low once again for Bartlett. Bartlett looking for an outlet, well defended there by Nolia Bigwood. Can be reset here once more for Ingebrigtsen off to the right-hand side. Ingebrigtsen looking for an outlet as Barber plays out of the crease just a little bit. Shot on goal wide to the left in possession here for Simley as Ingebrigtsen's shot went wide to the net. And again, possession still held by the Spartans. Bartlett trying a pass out in front. Was intercepted briefly. The whistle blows. Possession for North Tartan as a pass intended for Peyton Schwantes. Waiting for the free play to be delivered as the players will have to set up. And Schwantes waiting for the official to allow play to begin as Emma McDonald has returned to the field. And Schwantes' pass intercepted briefly before it can be taken again by Tatum Klinder on the ground. And another ground ball. Possession back again here for North Tartan as Schwantes will hold it. Schwantes off to the far side for Tabaka as North Tartan starts a rush back the other way. Tabaka put on the ground, intended for Emma McDonald, intercepted though on the ground ball by Simone Lorenz, a sophomore. Again, even the sophomores do not have a strong presence numbers-wise on this Simley Spartan roster. Just 7 sophomores on the Spartan roster, and in fact, if we wanted to go even one step further, just 1 junior. With possession off to the far side now. Trying to regain that restraining line as once again Simley has possession for Rachel Sfusa. Back down and low further, Emma Colwell. And then reset again here for the Simley Spartans as they look for an outlet. Back on the ground once more, Hope Bartlett. Bartlett evading the pressure again of Nolia Bigwood and can be reset again behind the net by Emma Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen looking for a pass, finds it in the middle, was intended for Bartlett as the ball back batted down, and a good recovery by Bigwood to scoop that opportunity out, and can be restarted on the counterattack by Ettlinger. Pass further up ahead for Harshman, who has possession now back on the far side. A throw was intended for Paige Tollefsbowl as the ball all the way back on the ground as that's Lily Wold rather on the pressure. Wold pass out in front, great read by the Simley Spartan goaltender to restart play again. Again bothered on the double team of the pressure here by North Tartan as Ettlinger gets the stick up high. That'll cause the yellow card to come out once again. And the second penalty of the night issued to North Tartan and the TNT. 8:01 remaining here, first half. 2-1. The Tartan North Cooperative leads over the Simley Spartans. Again, both of these teams in their first year of existence. For the Simley Spartans by choice, for the North Tartan team by necessity. As again, the two programs have cooperated for the season. And now again, Simley with possession back the other way. They'll try to race on in, looking again to restart play. We want to say, of course, hello to the two of you currently watching on Facebook.com/Suburban Community Channels. Of course, as you're watching tonight's broadcast, please let us know where you are watching from.
2 minutes.
As we have a 2-minute penalty that was called against Ettlinger, so the Spartans will have the 2-minute advantage, but a threat back the other way already for North Tartan. Good move by Pineda Martinez to reset here once more for Emma McDonald. McDonald working her way into traffic, goes back to Lily Wold on the left side wing. Wold looking to create an outlet, soft screen set by Tollefspool, and then will defer again to Pineda Martinez. Again, for a couple of these players, Lily Wold and Pineda Martinez wearing the full helmet compared to the normal just eye protective wear for the Simley Spartans. Perhaps a wise choice, I would say, but good on those two players for making that decision. Harshman working around the defender, and a very aggressive defender coming well out of the crease to make the play, and it works as possession again for the Simley Spartans back across the midfield line. Possession back again, as we also want to say hello to the two of you watching on Facebook as they watch that Barber save, as the knees came together in order to stop the attack on that one. Wonderful save made by the senior goaltender Barber. Ingebrigtsen looking for a pass out in front that was intended first for Avery Renslow. As the ball gotten back onto the ground, we're still battling for it and evading possession there. Brooklyn Hartman tried to make the play happen, as we have a North Tartan TNT player down behind the play, as I believe it's Sarah Beck who's down behind the play. So the clock will stop here, 6:13 remaining, as Eric Tweeton and Chris DeCourcy will come out to check on the senior attacker for North Tartan. And again, some of the players, Ella Curiel, as she's known by on the hockey roster, we'll have the players collide and we'll have a conversation here. So on the clock again, 6:13 remaining, as again you can see here, Beck already limping before the whistle had blown. So we'll pause with 6:13 remaining, 2-1, Tartan leading over the Simley Spartans. Alex Westhead with you here from Oakdale, Minnesota. Our camera crew tonight as Beck is making her way off the field. Our camera crew this evening, Ian Felix is on camera 1, the main game camera, and Chris Stoltzman is off to my left on the close follow camera. David Schuyler and Arlen Becker in the truck behind us here in our broadcast position, as again you see the senior Sarah Beck making her way off the field. And of course, hello to Dean Gross at Master Control, back in White Bear Lake at the studios of Suburban Community Channels. Again, we have just a few more broadcasts due up for you here this spring sports season. Our next will be Monday, as the Matamidi Zephyrs travel to White Bear Lake to take on the White Bear Lake Bears in the battle for the anchor. Exciting matchup, certainly. Pineda Martinez working around the defense of the Simley Spartans will race off to the right-hand side, diving headfirst into traffic. Whistle blows, and she'll draw the free play because of it. Back on in, Pineda Martinez. Denied briefly by the check there of Petruski. And still with possession, Pineda Martinez out front for Lily Wold. Hit the post left side of the goaltender for the Spartans. McDonald will work her way back down and low as the offense will reset behind the Simley Spartan net. McDonald tried to put it low for Wold, and instead McDonald picks up the rebound back again. Harshman for North Tartan looking for the outlet, defended very well by Petruski for Simley, working her way on in, but again an aggressive stick play, and it'll be a free position here for North Tartan, as they'll have to get set up and Harshman to take it. This will be officially the third free position for North Tartan this evening, as they've scored on one so far, as Harshman will get her second chance on one. Harshman racing in, tries a scoop shot, hit it low on the ground to get it past the goaltender, and a fine save again made by the netminder for the Simley Spartans. As again working to restart play back off to the far side again, Simone Lorenz racing on the right side wing, still battling for it, forced out of bounds as we have a whistle here. Still waiting to see what happened as a foul was called, so a free play for the Spartans. And again, Lorenz can restart play back on the right side wing. Simone Lorenz, the sophomore, will reset again for the number 19, who still has yet to be identified, as the lone goal tonight so far for the Simley Spartans. Traffic created, noise being made here at Oakdale. We are on the Simley side of the bleachers. Racing her way on in, number 19 with a shot wide to the left. And first to it is Ingebrigtsen for the Simley Spartans. So possession will stay for Simley. Whistle blows. Ingebrigtsen working her way out in front, bothered defensively by Ella Curiel. Alex Barber playing again well out of the crease to try to create some traffic as well. Held down and low again, Bartlett. Then reset once more for Ashley Brigette, one of the 4 seniors on this roster for the Simley Spartans. All the way back again now. Renslow trying to start a run to the net. She'll cut it back, working around the defense here of Clothier for the North Tartan TNT, and then resets again back to the point. Addison Wood. A mixture of varsity and junior varsity players this evening for the Simley Spartans. His 19 shot goes high and wide out of play. Possession though for Simley. And good on the coaching staff as well for Matti Moss for giving plenty of playing time to all players in this first varsity year for the Simley Spartans in girls lacrosse. Now on the great stick check, Nolia Bigwood looks to restart play. Bothered though with a strong defensive stick by Hope Bartlett. Ground ball forced back again, and Simley with possession once more. As again, the Spartans still looking to equalize here, down a goal with 2:30 remaining in the first half. Renslow with Cambria Whalen on defense, throwing a ball into the middle, bothered there by Ettlinger, and a recovery there again by Whalen. Whalen past Ettlinger all the way back down into the middle of the field, still put on the ground, still battled for in the middle of the field, as again the players kick at the ball, able to loose it here now for North Tartan as Paige Tollefsbo with possession. Whistle blows, and a timeout on the field called by the North Tartan TNT with 2:01 remaining here in the first half. 2-1 the score, with North Tartan out in front. And again, it's not that there haven't been chances, it's been a combination of strong goaltending by the Tartan North Co-op and the Simley Spartans, as Alex Barber has made a number of fine saves, as has the goaltender on the other side for the Simley Spartans, who again, based on all rosters given, all that we could find, does not have a number matching the roster that we find. As now again, you take a look at the Metro East standings this year. As we mentioned earlier, you see that both of these teams mired in the middle of a very top-heavy Metro East between Henry Sibley and Gentry, Hill Murray and Matamidi. Simley and North Tartan bringing up the 4th and 5th positions, and the team yet to win this season is the Hastings Raiders, as they currently 0-4 in Metro East Conference play and 0-5 overall in the Minnesota State High School League. The latest top 10 poll from the state of Minnesota came out earlier this week, actually while we were broadcasting the game on Monday evening between Hill Murray and Matamidi. And that score and that home schedule and the ranking of the top 10 teams looks a little something like this. As again, repeat customers atop the top 10, as the Edina Hornets maintain their #1 ranking, followed closely by Prior Lake, Lakeville South, Rosemont, Minnetonka, Benilde St. Margaret's, Henry Sibley Gentry in the 7th position, up from number 10. The Blake girls team at 8, Chanhassen 9, Eden Prairie 10. As again, you see there a very chilly crowd here tonight at Tartan Titan Stadium. Some would call it Alaris Stadium, as there's a big Alaris sign over the scoreboard here, with the TNT leading by 1-0. You see there again, and we made mention earlier, the results so far for Tartan North, as they have scored a high water mark of 7 goals in their loss to Irondale. And even in their losses, they've scored a high water mark of 7. They had 12 goals against the last place Hastings Raiders back on the 27th down the road on Highway 61 at Hastings. But in 2 home games here against Matamidi and Henry Sibley, a combined aggregate 35-2 in the last 2 times that the North Tartan TNT have taken to the field. And again, you see there Maddie Moss, the head coach for the Simley Spartans, in her first year as coach of Simley, as the first year that these student athletes have taken to the field in girls lacrosse in the high school league. So possession resumed again for North Tartan as they work back down in low. Lily Wold working laterally to the goal line, looking for the assistance behind the net with McDonald. Chooses to keep it as pressure delivered here by Simone Lawrence. The whistle blows, and I believe we have Simley offside, and we do. As you saw the official counting the number of players, and that's the third time now the Simley Spartans have been caught offside here tonight. So possession again for North Tartan once the whistle blows. Play can continue. McDonald down and low, looking for an outlet pass. The waving stick of Addison Hawking creating some pressure and distraction out in front, and it forces a turnover. Simone Lawrence through the middle of the field puts the ball up into the near side, gathered up by Ella Radent as Simley restarts play. Pressure on the back check by Cambria Whalen forces Radent back briefly, still playing the body aggressively with the stick, and a ground ball forced by a couple of the TNT players as possession again held on to here by Simley. 19 at the middle of the field, working around again Whalen. Whalen with a great stick there to knock the ball back, and again Simley will have to maintain possession again as we are inside 1 minute to play in this first half of play. A 2-1 score on a runner that got knocked off the stick there, as I believe Brooklyn Hartman and Cambria Whalen were colliding. Ella Curiel with some assistance as well to force that shot high and wide. Clock again stops with 49.4 seconds remaining here in the first half. Held in again here by Bartlett. Further now again for Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen trying to work around the defense delivered there by Big Wood. Unable to do it now as Ettlinger comes over to provide assistance. Ashley Brigette with 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Simley looking to level. Brigette working around. McDonald comes over. And they'll reset again here for Radent. Radent bothered by Whalen and is forced back. Still with the ball. Radent looking inside. Shot wide to the left. Good chance out in front. Delivered by Avery Wenslow. The ball is out of bounds. 10.9. As again, the clock, I believe, should be running at this point. Play continues again. Ingebrigtsen working in. Shot goes wide, and Spartans will have another look at it here. 4.9 remaining. So Simley getting plenty of chances here in the dying moments of this first half. Bartlett, as the clock winds, 1 second and 0. The Spartans unable to get the shot on goal as the horn sounds here after a tightly contested defensive first half, with the Simley Spartans trailing your North Tartan TNT by a score of 2-1. We'll step aside for just a few moments for some words of wisdom for you. 2-1 the score here on your home for North Tartan Girls Lacrosse.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
You're not too cool for me. And in return, I reciprocate that sentiment. I'll never be too cool for you. I was a man with a plan, but now I'm a dad with a decree, and you can't take that from me. Please let it be noted that I told my job they can dock my pay. Right now it's just too important to take you to school every day. I want to be legendary for you. I want you to puff out your chest when you go to school, the same way I do. I walk taller because of you, because I found everything to live for.
You pledged your life to serve. You made sacrifices, lost loved ones. At VA, we don't see the falls you've taken. We see the 1,000 times you've stood back up. We embrace your uniqueness and won't trivialize your hardships. We can't promise to heal all wounds or wash away all trauma, but we do see a path forward. We see all veterans. We see you. Learn how treatment works and recovery is possible. Visit MakeTheConnection.net.
When we walk, when we reach, when we play. We're moving through life, but an estimated 80% of Americans aren't getting their recommended daily amount of physical activity. It's time to move and keep moving, America. And when you need help, physical therapists and physical therapist assistants are by your side, because we are meant to climb, to dance, to soar, to thrive. Choose to move. Choose physical therapy.
Kids will be kids, which just goes to say kids will be curious. They get into everything, everything. If there's a loaded firearm in the house, they could get their hands on that too. Keeping firearms locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition in a place inaccessible to kids can help keep your loved ones safe from family fire. Safe gun storage saves lives.
A very tightly contested defensive first half here from Oakdale, Minnesota, as after the first 25 minutes of play, the Tartan North Cooperative team leads the Simley Spartans by a score of 2-1. Alex Westhead with you here from Tartan High School and the field in Air Force Blue and Silver. Again, you can see my Twitter handle down below at Alex Westhead if you'd like to follow me on Twitter. It was a very defensively skilled matchup between these two teams, as the Simley Spartans would be on the scoreboard first. And a beautiful goal here by number 19, who, while missing the shot on the first time, got the second chance and the ability to pick the ball up again. Wonderful individual effort and sidearm pass to goaltender Alex Barber that gave the Spartans a 1-0 lead. On the free position, though, the first goal of the game for North Tartan goes by way of Hannah Harshman on the free position. That tied the game at 1. Then on another free position for Tartan North, Alyssa Ettlinger would put the Tartan TNT with the popular Ice in the Veins celebration by the senior for Tartan North. And that's how we've gotten our score to 2-1. Again, you see there on your screen shots on goal so far in favor of Simley, as they've had the better possession time throughout the first 25 minutes of play. And again, our leading scorer, 2 players for Tartan North with a goal, and for the Simley Spartans, 1 player, number 19, with 2. Again, our camera operators tonight are Ian Felix and Chris Stoltzman. David Schuyler and Arlen Becker are in the truck on production and graphics. Again, a number of other things there as you see the Section 4 seedings as we get rapidly closer towards the playoff time. You'll see currently in Section 4, which also, as we've mentioned before, in addition to the Metro East, is an incredibly deep conference and deep section. Tartan and North currently sit at the bottom as the overall record 1-3. And the section record of 0-2. Hill Murray, Stillwater, Matamidi, White Bear Lake, the top 4 in their normal spots in Section 4 in girls lacrosse. And for the Simley Spartans, again, in their first year under head coach Maddie Moss, this is how Section 3 looks. A very top-heavy Section 3 as well, as Rosemont, Henry Sibley, and Gentry, Cretin-Durham Hall, Visitation, St. Paul Academy, and Park in the top 5. And currently the Simley Spartans third from the bottom with Hastings and Egan, a combined 0-9 behind the Simley Spartans. Again, our score at the half, 2-1. The Tartan North Co-op leads. We'll be back for the start of the second half in just a few moments here on your home for Tartan North Girls Lacrosse.
Hi, I'm Anne Margaret. I went to Vietnam to entertain the troops in 1966 and 1968. My guys, my gentlemen, if you lived through the Vietnam War era, you know the impact that the war had. But today, we are in danger of history being lost. Current generations know very little about the war or the people who served it. As more of our Vietnam vets pass away each day, their stories are being lost to history. Together, we can change that. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund is the organization that built the wall. It works to ensure that future generations will understand the war's impact. Let's help keep the promise that the wall was built on. Never forget. Visit vvmf.org to find out how you can get involved.
Hi, I'm Marcus Scribner. The way we treat animals affects all of us. Cruel treatment of animals led to the pandemic crisis, killing 1 million people. And environmental destruction, pollution, and poaching have made our world a poorer place. To fight back, American Humane created a 10-point plan to do better by our animal friends. Visit AmericanHumane.org today and sign our new deal for animals to make a kinder and healthier world for all of us.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Back in Oakdale, Minnesota, as Tartan North leads the Simley Spartans in a battle of first-year programs by a score of 1-2 after the first 25 minutes of play. Alex Westhead with you here from Tartan High School in Oakdale, Minnesota, in a very defensively contested first 25 minutes of play, as both teams got good looks, but the goaltenders, Alex Barber, and again, the unfortunately unknown number 52, as there's no 52 on our roster, has been very stout defensively. One of the goals, though, coming by the senior midfielder Alyssa Ettlinger, one of the team captains for the North Tartan TNT, with one of the goals tonight for North Tartan. The other goal this evening coming off the cross of Hannah Harshman for North Tartan, and again the unfortunately unknown number 19 for the Simley Spartans, the lone goal scorer so far for Simley. Again, we mentioned the top 10 in girls high school lacrosse, the top 10 in boys as of the latest poll, which came out yesterday. As there's Coach Eric Tweeten for North Tartan and the TNT. Benilde St. Margaret's at number 1. Then in order, Minnetonka, Edina, Chanhassen, Prior Lake, Shakopee, Eden Prairie, Bloomington, Jefferson, Stillwater, and Lakeville North, rounding out the top 10 on the boys' side. Again, there are currently today 16 games scheduled across the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and beyond. The lone score to be reported so far comes out of the St. Cloud area, as Sartell Sauk Rapids with an 11-5 victory over Big Lake at Big Lake. Other games of note today: Elk River Zimmerman at Blaine, Anoka Champlin Park, Eastridge Irondale, Roseville Park of Cottage Grove, Coon Rapids Robindale Armstrong, Osseo Park Center, Rogers Maple Grove Spring Lake Park, Cretin-Durham Hall at Stillwater, and over at Totino Grace, Mounds View and White Bear Lake over at South Campus, Woodbury and Forest Lake, Matabidi and Gentry Sibley, and then Lakeville South hosting Egan, and Farmington and Lakeville South rounding out this evening's lacrosse on the girls' side of the field. As the second half is underway, Simley and the Spartans will maintain possession back again in their side as an Eagle scoops majestically over the top of the field. Simley will maintain possession over the restraining line. The Spartans so far tonight have been caught as again a first-year varsity program might want oft to be due. They were caught offside 3 times in the first 25 minutes of play. And already with a turnover here, now taken again by Tartan North. Ettlinger, one of 2 goal scorers as the whistle blows. We are going to have a clock stopped, and we're going to have a booking here again, I believe, as we do see the yellow card released. And sent to the bench for a little bit will be Emma Ingebrigtsen, as a slash has been called. And so Simley will have their first extended man-up situation of the evening. And again, you see there right on immediate excellent coaching here by Maddie Moss, going over to explain the foul as it happened and the reason for the yellow card. As now all 3 officials converge at the center table. And again, a conversation perhaps about what, I'm not sure. As the official will step away again. Again, if you're new to girls lacrosse, perhaps you might be, perhaps you might not. 25 minutes of running time except for goals, and any sort of a violation is deemed by the officiating staff.
From the officials, tone it down. If you're going to be disrespectful, you'll be asked to leave.
As the public address announcer has issued a warning to the fans in attendance here, not sure which side, due to conduct from the parents and fans in the stands here at Tartan Stadium, asking for improved conduct. There is a change in goal back on the other side for Simley as well, as now number 21, Hannah Karowski, enters the game in goal for the Simley Spartans. That's not Karowski, rather that's Hageman. It looked like a 21 on the front side of the jersey. As for the 4th time now, the Simley Spartans are caught offside once again. Whistle blows, still conversations to be had. Now again we'll have a free play here for North Tartan onto the far side to Baca. 2-1 ball game, with Tartan North leading on goals by Ettlinger and Harshman in the early going. And there's another goal for the North Tartan TNT, and that makes it a 2-goal game in favor of the co-op here in District 622. While it wasn't a free position goal, having that advantage of that free play can often lend so well for a goaltender coming in cold. Having not played that first half, again, you see there, beautiful shot. Ettlinger rips it home for her 2nd goal on the evening. That gives Tartan North the 3-1 lead.
For the Titans, scoring at 1:31 with their 2nd goal.
So we'll have the face-off draw here, as this again will be Ettlinger battling with Renslow. Stepping back, ball knocked into the air, battled for on the ground. Scooped up again here by number 19 for Simley, working around Ettlinger and then further to get around Brooklyn Hartman. All the way onto the far side now as the Spartans regain possession. Still down a player in a player down situation. Possession still held right near the restraining line. Again, the 30-yard line of the football field to mark the restraining line, where the teams can only have 6 players on either side of that line. Flung down and low. Played further again here for Avery Renslow. Renslow again still looking for it. Will go all the way back out further once again to be reset back down and low. She'll play catch with it. Renslow has it again. Trying to work around Whalen. Goes all the way back to number 19. Ettlinger on defense for Tartan North, as it can be gotten to further here now for Ella Radin. Back again to the far side as the Spartans again looking to return and wind down as much of the player down situation as they can. As again, Emma Ingebrigtsen waiting, and now back on side as the Spartans have returned to full strength. Pass down and low was looking for Ingebrigtsen, fresh out of the penalty box area, as then taken down as there'll be a foul called and a free position here for Ingebrigtsen as Cambria Whalen forces Ingebrigtsen down. So the clock continues to wind. Another free play for Ingebrigtsen. She's had one already. as none of the shots on these free positions for Simley have hit target. Ingebrigtsen chooses to defer on it, puts it high up, and a good read and interception by Ella Curiel as she'll carry the possession back the other way. Tabaka now. Midfield, further up ahead to regain the restraining line by Emma McDonald. McDonald all the way back, trying to work her way to the center, forces the ground ball as the cradling forced the ball to be lost. Held in again here by Hartman. Hartman working on in, another ground ball delivered and knocked high into the air, still battling for it. Radent trying to scoop it up, but bothered there again by Hartman, and possession once more for the Simley Spartans as they'll regain it down that left side wing. We'll have a whistle blow and a hold call that'll give free play for the Spartans, and they'll maintain it. Radent working her way on in, trying to go, but a beautifully timed run by Cambria Whalen. Pineda Martinez as the whistle blows, and the free play here for Tartan North. Further up ahead on the ground ball can be gotten to here by Emma McDonald. Gotten to the ground once more, McDonald for Ettlinger. Ettlinger working on in, trying to find it. We're going to have a free position here, but I believe she scored. Perhaps not. No, she did not. So then the free position again here for Ettlinger. Already with a pair of goals on the night for Tartan North. This one from perfectly square out. Waiting for the official again to make sure that everyone is clear of the line. Ettlinger chooses to shoot high, hits the top of the crossbar. As the ball comes back out, Ettlinger picks her own rebound. Ettlinger goes back again for Pineda Martinez at the top of the arc. Pineda Martinez, Ettlinger looking again to try to get through this defense of Petruski. Chose to go in front. Beautiful shot on by Tabaka, trying to scoop up the rebound as it goes back again to the far side for Hannah Harshman. Harshman with one of the goals, Alyssa Ettlinger with the other two. 19:34 remaining in the second half, with the Tartan North cooperative team leading Simley by a score of 3-1. Behind the goal, Emma McDonald. Back again here, Lily Wold on the left side. Wold looking for an outlet, finds it in Tabaka on the left side wing. Tabaka all the way reset here again for Brooklyn Hartman, the sophomore. Goes back for Ettlinger. Ettlinger going over to the right side, looking to create an outlet. Well-timed run and defense there by Petruski. Shot on, race to the ball on the shot out of bounds, and who's closest to it? It'll be the North Tartan TNT. We're close to the ball, so possession again for Tartan North. Harshman on a sidearm shot for Wold. Wold tried to put it on goal. Excellent read by the goaltender, Emily Hageman, putting the stick in perfect position and intercepting that pass. As open on the back door was Ettlinger. And a good read by the Simley Spartan goaltender. Back again, Petruski with some speed now across the middle of the field. Petruski able to work it back around again to the left side. Gaining the restraining line now again here, Emma Colwell. Colwell again looking for an outlet as a number of Spartan players are warming on that far sideline. And a turnover, beautiful read by Ettlinger. Tabaka gaining that midfield line, now the restraining line at the 30. All the way back in now again, Jillian Tabaka. Working her way back in, ball gets knocked off of her stick, and they'll have another free position here for the TNT. Their second of the second half. The first one just a few moments ago, Alyssa Ettlinger hit the post on the last free position for Tartan North. Jillian Tabaka, the junior to take it, shot on, wonderful save. As Tabaka tried to go 5-hole, Hageman put the stick down in the basket right in that 5-hole and made a wonderful save for the Simley Spartans. Pressure back the other way. As bracing back on the back check there was Whalen. Addison Hawking now with possession for Simley. Whalen providing coverage as Hawking will go back behind her goal to restart the offense once more for these Simley Spartans. Hawking still looking for it, defers again here with a pass to Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen Trying to work around the defensive Curiel. Curiel forces the ground ball. Ingebrigtsen picks it back up again with another run straight at Curiel. Ingebrigtsen still trying to work around Curiel. The stick is there, and the free position will be called. Well, this won't be a free position. It'll be a free... No, it will be a free position. Okay. I thought perhaps that, again, Bigwood going to be given that position. Instead, no. So a free position here again for Ingebrigtsen, her second of this half. Wonderful read, though, defensively by Hartman for North Tartan as she scoops up the ground ball. Possession again for the Spartans as they'll maintain it here on their side of midfield. Lorentz all the way here now again to the near side for Ella Radent. Radent trying to navigate it around the defense. Number 19 now. Challenged by Pineda Martinez. Pineda Martinez chasing her in. Number 19 with a shot. She scores her second of the game. And once again, the Spartans have drawn within one. Well, and pretty good defending here by Pineda Martinez. But once that outside edge got beat and the contain was lost there, you see coming over to make that stick challenge Bigwood. But again, not much that Barber can do, is when you get that free look there, all you have to really do is pick a corner. So not much chance there for Alex Barber, as the Simley Spartans have drawn to within one goal. And again, the largest lead of the evening for either team has been Tartan North, with again that 2-goal lead that they just had. Simley led and scored first, but 3 unanswered goals gave Tartan North the lead before another goal now by number 19. As we check to make sure that everyone is on side, we'll have the face-off here at center. Ettlinger and Renslow again. As the ball knocked down into the air, still battling for it. Scooped up possession again by number 19 for the Spartans. On the ground ball. Possession here again. Can be gotten to as a check, a hip check delivered by Cambria Whalen. Will give Emma Ingebrigtsen a chance on a free position to tie the game. Of course, the advantage on that free position square to the goaltender is it's easier to pick that corner. So Ingebrigtsen will get a pretty good look at this one here. Ingebrigtsen on the shot, closed out. Barber makes a save. And a beautiful play by the goaltender for Tartan North, as Ingebrigtsen again chose to take the ball in before shooting. In possession here for Tartan North. Pineda Martinez to the near side, Whalen. Whalen will gain the half-court line, racing back in onto the attacking side. Cambria Whalen. Whalen working in, trying to evade the pressure, and this will be a free position here for the Tartan. No, it won't be a free position. As scoring on that one, Cambria Whalen extends the lead back to 2 for Tartan North. Now, this is just a wonderful individual effort by the senior Cambria Whalen. As again, you see there a flat-footed number 52. And then again, great contain push to the outside past Rachel Scoofsa for the Simley Spartans. Will give Cambria Whalen her first goal of the night. That'll give the Tartan North co-op a 2-goal lead again, as they previously led 3-1, now 4-2 with 14:49 remaining in this second half. Again, the rest of the way, very closely competitive matchup between these two teams. As a face-off knocked high into the air, and a chance again for Pineda Martinez. Pineda Martinez able to work around, put it on the ground there, and this time there will be a free position. As Pineda Martinez to take it again, basically square. Selena Pineda Martinez, the junior. On the whistle, shot. Ooh, hit the post on the left-hand side as the ball will bounce all the way back down, and Rachel Scoofsa can get to it first for Simley. Pressure provided again by Harshman back the other way for Simley, and now again Scoofsa will carry the ball over the restraining line and back to midfield. Scoofsa still trying to work around. Good defense, great recovery. Set there by Peyton Schwantes for Tartan North. And then Scoofsa will hold it again. Ball put down and low, was looking there for Hope Bartlett, who has it on the right-hand side. Bartlett back again here for Ingebrigtsen behind the net. Ingebrigtsen as Annalie Prius goes back on to challenge, and they'll reset to the top of the arc for Ella Radent. Radent trying to work around Gabriel Whalen. Goes all the way back again here, number 19 for the Spartans. Good pressure there again by Pineda Martinez, but a wonderful run top shelf. She's got all 3 goals on the night for the Simley Spartans, but are we going to get a free position out of this? Perhaps we will. So that's what we'll have, is number 19 will have another look on a free position. Everybody will back up. Again, players behind the net closest to the out-of-bounds line. The whistle blows. Number 19 working in. She scores again. 3 goals on the night as the offense for the Simley Spartans has been run through number 19. And once more, it's a 1-goal game. Well, and it's a shame, too, that the official roster does not have the name on either the varsity or the junior varsity rosters for number 19, because she has been a problem for the Tartan North co-op team defensively. Great runs, wonderful shot. As again, we'll take a look here as Ian Felix doing yeoman's work to try to figure out who number 19 is.
For the Spartans, scoring her 3rd of the evening at 11:56, number 19, Duvall. Duvall at 11:56.
So number 19 was officially announced as Duvall. Oh, it's Valerie Duvall. Okay, number 38 is listed in the roster. So that's what we're going to go with for the rest of the time. So Valerie Duvall with 3 goals on the evening for the Tartan North co-op, or for the Simley Spartans rather, all 3. And so Duvall will get another look at it here. Again, so we'll take that pen, we'll make that change. Number 38 on the roster is number 19. And Duvall will get another look at it here. So should the Duvall family be watching, I apologize it's taken us this long to get your daughter's name right. However, the roster just not there. So thank you for your patience. 12:56 remaining in the second half. Tartan 4, Valerie Duvall 3, as Ettlinger headed to the sideline again. And another player down.
The Titans number 2 gets a 2-minute slashing at 12:04.
Yep, and it'll be a player down situation again for Tartan North, the second of the game for Ettlinger. So Duvall will wait for the official to resume play. And still waiting for all the officials to get in position, as Valerie Duvall scored the first goal of the game for the Simley Spartans. Then 3 unanswered from Melissa Ettlinger, and Hannah Harshman gave the Tartan Titans and North St. Paul Polar Co-op a 3-1 lead. Now Duvall bothered on her way in, put a shot high on a good look at it, and the Spartans will maintain possession. Of course, thank you to Ian Felix and the PA announcer here at Tartan Stadium for confirming the identity of number 19. Possession again here for Simley, as Brigette forces it down and low. Good stick by Curiel to force the Spartans back further. Brigette looking for an outlet. Not much motion from this Simley Spartan offense. And again, Valerie Duvall, 3 goals on the evening. Here to the right-hand side, Ella Radent. Radent still working, trying to navigate around the defense there. Good stick positioning there out in front. Great stick check delivered by Curiel as the ball back on the ground on a nice chance there for Avery Renslaw in front. As the ball back in the Air Force blue on the ground. Curiel scooping it back up again, back the other way, trying to restart play further up ahead now. And then as the teams collide near the restraining line, trying to make sure that both teams stay onside. The ball goes out of bounds. Possession again for Simley. Lorenz working her way on in, as now with possession here, Avery Renslow. Renslow, Lorenz. Lorenz again back at center for Duvall. Duvall, just as a freshman, certainly encouraging for the Simley Spartans as they try to build this program in Inver Grove Heights. Brigette looking again for traffic, chooses to make some herself, trying to work around Curiel, but a well-timed stick forces the ball back on the ground. Whistle blows, and so a possession given to Tartan North. Brooklyn Hartman, sophomore, to take it. As again, players need to get in position, need to get set. Hartman. Hartman forces again, play back again. Another wonderful read by Valerie Duval. As the ball all the way back again in the middle of the field. Here again as the whistle blows. And what have we here? Again, too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, timeout. Timeout has been called. It'll be taken by Simley. And that will give us a pause here at 10:45 remaining in the second half. 4-3. Tartan North leading over the Simley Spartans. Again, we build it as a battle of first-year programs. And so far tonight, the story has been the defense for both sides as it combines 7 goals allowed, which in their last 2 matchups, not against each other, as this is the first against each other, but in the last 2 matchups, Tartan gave up 21 to Sibley and Gentry on their last time out. And on the other side, for the Simley Spartans, who on their last time picked up a win in their last game, they certainly seem to be, as they gave up 5 goals to the Hastings Raiders. Both teams have to be impressed and content with the goaltending capabilities here early this season. Again, upcoming on the schedule for the Tartan North Co-op. Again, you see there a lot of zeros in the left-hand column in these upcoming matchups, so some potential to pick up some wins down the stretch. Robbinsdale, Cooper, and Egan next scheduled on the home games. A couple of tough road contests at Hill Murray and Henry Sibley Gentry before returning home to Hastings at White Bear Lake. We'll be there for that one on Suburban Community Channels. Earnhardt Jaworski will join me for that one, as the North Tartan Co-op will take on White Bear Lake at White Bear's South Campus. And then home to Park of Cottage Grove, Mounds View, and then all the way down at Farmington to conclude the regular season on the 27th of May. On the other side, for the Simley Spartans, also playing a Metro East Conference schedule. They too have some tough contests coming up. 3 road games at Matamidi, and then at Hastings and at Sibley Gentry, before home to Woodbury, home to the Spartans of Rochester Mayo, and then at the Hopkins Royals to close out their regular season. Well, for a night where we were expecting rain and harsh winds, I don't know that I speak for Ian or Chris on the cameras outside tonight, but the weather itself has been relatively pleasant, as again, just a passing raindrop here or there has been all that has been made of the weather so far. In fact, the sun setting beyond the trees on the west end of the stadium here in Tartan. Again, our next broadcast will be coming up here on Monday night, as Matamidi will take on White Bear Lake. We'll also have a matchup on the 13th. I believe it'll be here at Tartan. And then we'll be back again for Tartan North, as they'll take on White Bear Lake and White Bear Lake on the 21st to conclude our 2020-21 broadcast schedule. Duval out of the timeout taken by Simley. Duval able to cut it back, puts back down and low again for Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen working back her way into the soft part of the slot, trying to get past Curiel. This has been a fascinating matchup all night defensively. Puts a shot on, she scores, and we're tied at 4. Emma Ingebrigtsen puts one past the goaltender Alex Barber, as again finally being able to solve the defense of Ella Curiel and the goaltending of Alex Barber. Game all tied at 4. Again, you see here Ingebrigtsen, pretty good lateral motion there from Barber as she got, got Curiel moving left to right. And Barber again guessed, but just guessed a little bit late. So with that, the game all tied at 4 between the Simley Spartans and the North Tartan TNT. We'll have another face-off here at the center part of the field, as again, it'll be Renslow and Pineda Martinez set to do battle on the face-off. 10:26 remaining in half number 2. And again, to say that we will not get a goal scored before overtime would not be overlooked, as the two teams were held scoreless for 15 minutes to conclude the first half. The whistle blows and a violation. As again, offside were the Simley Spartans on the left-hand side of your screen. Back on the ground, Tabaka past her, can be scooped up again. Tabaka will recover, trying to evade the pressure defensively delivered here by the Simley Spartans, by a couple of them. And now Jillian Tabaka with another ground ball, bothered there by a couple of Spartans. And then again, possession right near the restraining line. Tabaka trying to scoop it back up. Further ahead now. Tabaka on the ground again. Knocked forward further into the air there by Whalen. And then whistle blows. Possession here again for Tartan North. Again, Emma Ingebrigtsen with her first of the game. Possession again here held in. Paige Tollefsbowl. Tollefsbowl trying to navigate Hope Bartlett defensively as a pass interior was looking for Lily Wold, the freshman, out in front. And again, the ball can be regathered here by the Spartans. Simone Lorenz. Duval through center with speed. As the Spartans able to stay on side, Pineda Martinez using the body well to force her outside. Duval looking again for an outlet. Now 9 minutes remaining, all tied at 4. It was 2-1 Tartan North at the half. And they scored the first goal before trading goals. 2 unanswered now by the Simley Spartans have pulled us even. Ingebrigtsen all the way on that far side. Has finally been able to solve Ella Curiel. We'll see if she tries her again. Curiel gets assistance from Cambria Whalen, though, to force Ingebrigtsen back outside. Tatum Klunder back on the ground, battled for, scooped up again by Klunder, back outside the arc, and then another play here gotten to by Brooklyn Hartman as the Simley Spartan fans in front of us looking for a free position. Tollefsbowl on the left side, goes back again, further up again for Harshman, who started the scoring for Tartan this evening. Lily Wold. Wold running back into the slot, trying to get around the defense. Good stick check delivered there defensively by Rachel Skufsa. As a ball again near the out-of-bounds line. Possession held in again by Skufsa. As again, we'll have a free play here for Simley. We'll wait for the official. And again, it appears as though the official on that far side has ejected a fan, it would appear. As again, the official is pointing towards somebody in the stands. The individual has risen from their feet and is making their way out of Tartan Stadium this evening. And you see there the official, who much to his credit appears very young, taking no nonsense from the crowd. So a parent has been asked to vacate the facilities, in a conversation again on the far sideline between the coaching staff and the officials. As the clock stopped now, 7:47 remaining. It's an incredibly difficult sport, an incredibly difficult job to be an official, one that is oftentimes thankless, and the one that oftentimes is under the most scrutiny of any. However, we're always thankful for the officials, as again, they allow us to be able to play the game. Without the officials, there are no games. Again, many fans and teams have found out early in the spring. So unfortunate to see, but a fan ejected from the contest tonight. 7:26 remaining, all tied at 4. Brooklyn Hartman. Hartman running her way back on in. Lily Wold. Wold on the ground, ball bothered on a good, well-timed stick check by Valerie Duval. The ball still back on the ground, still battling for it are both teams. Wold with the stick on it, goes all the way back to the far side, and a good recovery by Tatum Klunder for Simley. Whistle blows, and we're going to have an over-the-top foul that is called here. Free play for Simley. Klunder going here to the near side to number 52. And number 52, as we mentioned earlier, when she got the start and goal tonight for Simley, we do not have the name of that player on the roster. We were able to figure out Valerie Duval thanks to the parents in front of us and to the PA announcer, but no identity on number 52, unfortunately. With possession now, Selena Pineda Martinez onto the right side, all tied at 4. Pineda Martinez carrying it individually on her way in, and a well-timed stick by Rachel Skufsa. Wonderful play. The flag is up, though, so this will be a free position for Pineda Martinez. Big moment for a free position. And a big chance for number 15, Selena Pineda Martinez, to give the Tartan North Co-op the lead. On the whistle, Pineda Martinez's shot missed wide to the left. Possession will stay here. As closest to it was Tollefsbowl for Tartan North. Play will resume. Tollefsbowl finds Harshman. Harshman misread it, but is able to pick it back up again off the ground. Harshman goes near side, Emma McDonald. McDonald back for Harshman in front. Harshman tried to go behind the back in a race for the ball. It's still held in here by Tartan North. Pineda Martinez on the wraparound, unable to get it to go. And the ball battled for down on the ground as it still whistle blows. Simley gets a free play out of it. Whistle blows again. They have to make sure that Wold is behind the player Simone Lorenz to restart play. So the clock continues to wind. Now that it is Lorenz trying to force out of bounds Wold, and again Wold looks for a explanation as Lorenz will maintain possession. Simone Lorenz over the midfield line. Lorenz bothered there by Whalen, denied, wonderfully timed stick, and Whalen able to pick up the ground ball. Still battling for over the back again, and possession again for Tartan North. As again Whalen had the ball leave the cross just a little bit too early. As possession battled for Harshman. Delivered a little bit of a check off the ball there to maintain the ball on the ground. Still looking for clear possession. Scooped up again by the leading goal scorer tonight for Simley. 3 goals, Valerie Duval. As Duval will take it on that left-hand side wing with Tabaka on pressure for Tartan North. Duval. In pretty tight coverage there by Tabaka. Side slung. Again down and low further once again for Ella Radent. Radent trying to work around, and again a good close out there by Whalen, forcing back. Radent working in, she scores, and the Spartans take a 5-4 lead. Now the first year Ella Radent for this first year Simley Spartan franchise has given them a 1-goal lead on a pretty well taken effort here by Ella Radent. Again, you see perfect tight coverage by Cambria Whalen, and then just over the top 5-hole past Alex Barber that gives the Simley Spartans the lead for the first time since the game's early minutes. They scored first, and they would be tied or behind until now. As the first year, number 25, Ella Radent, has given the Spartans from Inver Grove Heights the 5-4 lead. As we'll have a whistle that'll blow here. Timeout has been called by Tartan North. 4:16 remaining, with Tartan North trailing Simley by a goal. So again, the defense has been strong on both of these teams tonight. Eric Tweeton and Krista Corsi have to be happy with the defensive effort that they have seen from their TNT this evening. And on the other side for Simley Spartans, Maddie Moss certainly has to be thrilled with the resiliency for the Simley Spartans. Another look at the goal that just gave Simley the lead. Again, you see there the first year, Radent. Wonderful run, pretty tight coverage there by Cambria Whalen. But again, that coverage, that angle that Radent had on her way to the goal, just perfect, well-timed, beautiful read. And that's what's given the Simley Spartans this 5-4 lead here in the game's late minutes. Upcoming schedule on Suburban Community Channel's TV 19. Again, all these games weather permitting. We were a little worried this morning, but the rains have held off, thankfully. And so far, well, we actually haven't missed a game to rain this season. Again, on Monday, it'll be White Bear Lake versus Matamidi in boys lacrosse in the battle for the anchor. That'll be from South Campus, a 7 p.m. start there. In boys lacrosse, Tartan and St. Paul. I'll be back with you here for that one coming up on Thursday of next week. And then in girls lacrosse, we will get a chance to see the Tartan North Co-op again up the road at South Campus at White Bear Lake. Again, you see there all broadcasts scheduled to weather. Of course, equipment is very expensive, and we have currently a plastic bag covering some of our cameras for the weather. And of course, it's very expensive. So we want to treat the things that we have with respect, of course, as everybody does. But it's been a very crazy, hectic year here at Suburban Community Channels and across the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. I'm sure I speak for our friends at Town Square Television, through whom this broadcast is also being shared tonight, and saying that it's been a tough year for all of us, a busy year, a hectic year. And hopefully, come September, come August really, with soccer and football training camps, hopefully we'll see a return to normalcy and a return to things being a little bit more normal Football wrapping up by Thanksgiving. Hockey starting around that same time. Lacrosse starting early March, as per usual. And that is the hope. The hope, the dream, the prayer. Again, head coach Maddie Moss in her first season as head coach of the Simley Spartans. Currently at 1-3. Should this result hold, the Spartans and her record would improve to 2-3 overall, 2-2 in the Metro East Conference. And a wonderful, resilient comeback effort by the Simley Spartans here at Tartan Stadium this evening. 4:16 remaining in the second half. 3 goals by that young lady, Valerie Duval, to pace the Simley Spartan offense. And then goals by Emma Ingebrigtsen. And then so far, the deciding goal as of this moment, Ella Radent. That's the 5 goals for the Spartans. On the other side for Tartan North, Cambria Whalen with 1, Alyssa Ettlinger with a pair, and Hannah Harshman, who got the scoring started for Tartan North. As the TNT looking for their big players to come through in this tightly contested contest. It'll be Whalen and Ranslow on the draw to resume play. Again, 4 minutes, 16 seconds, while a running clock can be a long time for a team looking for a win. For the team behind, feel like not enough. Ball on the ground. Tabaka scoops it up off the faceoff. To be taken here now by Tabaka, switching to the left-hand side. Trying to get around Renzo defensively, back over the restraining line. Tabaka put on a ground ball, scooped up by the first-year Lily Wold. Wold, as Tartan North will set up their offense on their side of the restraining line. Harshman down and low. Harshman will switch down with McDonald. It's Harshman again, looking for an outlet. Finds it again, McDonald. McDonald will consider to take a run, goes back down low for Harshman. She scores! She scored the first one of the game for Tartan North. Hannah Harshman ties the game at 5. Well, and a wonderful run. First, I thought that it was going to be taken by Emma McDonald, but excellent positioning by the senior Hannah Harshman to read that play well and get out in front to receive this ball perfectly. Just that soft little drop into the crease and then a beautiful shot over the top shoulder of Emily Hageman to tie this game at 5 goals apiece. You could not find a better timed run than that by Harshman. And a wonderful settle job there by McDonald to almost lull the Spartan defense into thinking that she'd be the one that would take the shot. So all tied at 5, 3:27 remaining in the second half. Duval working back, double teamed at the top of the restraining line area, trying to force her back out was Pineda Martinez. Duval again with a rush. Good stick check there, delivered by Tabaka. Possession again, all the way back into midfield. Lily Wold, as Tartan North looks now to pull ahead. Harshman. Harshman with 2 on the evening. Hannah Harshman shoves off one defender, going back down and low. Great pass here out in front, working in, and a shot wide to the right there by Emma McDonald. The goaltender goes to play it. Goaltender will make a shove as the official on the far side puts the hands up here. The clock stopped now, 2 minutes 47 seconds remaining. This will be a free play for Simley, and the goaltender Emily Hageman, who came in relief here in the second half, conceding just 2 goals to Tartan North. Duval out of the free play, scoops it up near the restraining line. Duval trying to navigate around to Lena Pineda Martinez. Cut it back near the midfield line and then regained possession and speed. Tollinspool providing pressure back again, but once more, Renslow. Renslow will work in, wonderfully timed stick check by Cambria Whalen. Duval again here, looking for an outlet. Pressure delivered here by Brooklyn Hartman. Renslow working around Tabaka, and then assisted by Pineda Martinez. Renslow working in, she scores! Back and forth, final 5 as Simley has retaken the lead. Well, we've mentioned a couple of times over the course of the broadcast tonight that the youth of the Simley Spartans would serve them well in the years to come. Avery Renslow, the first year there, was able to navigate around Jillian Tabaka and the assistance there of an additional Tartan North player, Pineda Martinez, and put Simley ahead again. So 2:01 remaining. Simley leading 6-5. Renslow will tell Raiden to defer, as it'll be Whalen and Renslow, on the draw for their respective sides. 6-5 now, Simley leads. Spartans have not led by as many as one, but that may be all that they need. Ball on the ground, the whistle blows. We'll have a free play for Tartan North. Cambria Whalen, when the official says go, that's what she'll do. Whalen further up ahead, pass all the way back into the defensive side of the field for Simley. Pressure delivered here by Emma McDonald. There's a ball going out of bounds. Whistle blows, and the official on that far side will call a free play with 1:30 remaining in the second half. So free play for the Simley Spartans. 6-5 they lead. And Avery Renslow, the latest goal, the one that matters the most, coming at the 2:01 mark. Again, Tartan having to give way here as the play can resume now. Addison Hawking. Ball back in the midfield area, still battling for it. A number of players on both sides as the ball in between the feet of a couple of players, still back on the ground, battling for, shoving along, trying to navigate it further, almost playing polo with the ball on the ground now. Can be scooped up again here by the Spartans. Ingebrigtsen with one of the goals tonight for Simley, one of 6 Simley Spartan goals. The offense again led by Valerie Duval. Inside the last minute now of the second half. Emma Ingebrigtsen. Pressure delivered there by Cambria Whalen. Whalen and Ingebrigtsen, wonderful battle delivered there as the free play ruled again for Simley. As Whalen forced Ingebrigtsen out of bounds. Ball battled on the ground, can be taken away here again by Curiel, and a great read. Curiel, long ball further up ahead, looking for Lily Wald, plays it off of a bounce. Lily Wald on the counterattack. Wold working around with speed. Lily Wold denied on her way in. Flag is up, free position for Tartan North. And at a pivotal moment of the game, 23.6 seconds left, Lily Wold with a free position, looking to tie. As the Spartans need to get onside, get in position. Lily Wold, the freshman, shot on. Good save made by the goaltender. Emily Hageman guesses correct and makes a big save to preserve the lead for Simley. What a save by the senior Emily Hageman, dropping to her knees to prevent the ball from crossing the line to tie the game. Duval, 8 seconds remaining. This will be all she wrote. Duval crosses the restraining line. And what have we here? Another free play for the Simley Spartans. 7.4 seconds remaining. And Duval will have to step it back further. I think that's a position she'll take. Whistle blows. Pressure delivered. Duval carried it off to the left-hand side. 2 seconds remaining. 1 second and 0. And in a thrilling back and forth affair, Emily Hageman with the save on the free position that seals the win for the Simley Spartans, as Simley in their first year of existence picks up win number 2 on the year. On a free position for Lily Wold, where free positions so frequently go to the back of the net. We'll take one last look at it. She tried to go low, and a wonderful, well-timed, perfect read by the senior goaltender, Emily Hageman, not just to make the first save, but to completely close off the bottom of the net to preserve the Simley Spartan win tonight over Tartan North by a final of 6-5. Wow, what a conclusion. Again, our broadcast crew here tonight from Simley High School: Ian Felix on camera 1, Chris Stoltzman on camera 2. David Schuyler and Arlen Becker both in the truck behind us here in Oakdale, Minnesota. And on the mic, I'm Alex Westhead. Once again, the final from Oakdale and Tartan Stadium, 6-5. The Simley Spartans win over the Tartan North TNT on your home for Tartan North Girls Lacrosse.